Hi, I'm Boruch Rabinowitz, making a difference for the Jewish people. We're up to number 8 of the 48 ways, and it's called joy. Besimcha, that a person has to have joy to really live a full life. Can you imagine if you had joy every single moment of your life? The energy, the charisma, the satisfaction you would feel, you would just be so positive. When we're around people with joy, it lifts us. So how do we go about doing it? Is joy just something you're born with? Is it something that you can work on? Is it a happening? Is it by chance, or you can actually work on it? So in the 48 ways and ethics of our fathers, the rabbis teach us, no, it's something that we need to work on, that we can acquire this trait for a living. So what is it? What is joy? Joy is the anticipation, it's the feeling of vitality, of being energized, of being about being positive when you anticipate future good. Life is going to be great. If I get married, if I have a child, if I have a successful business deal. I remember when my father used to wake me up in the morning on a snow day, and he said, "No school today, it's snowing," and I would jump out of bed. Wow, it's going to be great. I'm going to go sledding. I'm going to shovel snow. I'm going to make some money. I'm going to have a great time. So really, joy is the anticipation and the alertness, the exhilaration, the emotion that we feel when we anticipate future good. The difference between joy and happiness is that joy is anticipating future good, and happiness is appreciating what you have right now. It's the pleasure of appreciating your pleasure. It's different, and it's a different type of pleasure. So how do we go about doing this? So the first thing is to realize that joy is not a happening. We can actually get it. So focus on what you have now, or an achievement that you've done, your gifts, your eyes, your ability to see, to walk, to think, and focus on how this will make your life better. Because we have things now that if we focus on how it's going to be good for us in the future, it will give us that sense of joy. You know, when you think about it, and you look at little kids, their natural state is being in a state of joy. They're bubbly. They're full of life. So what's holding us back? Our problems, our fears, what we don't have. We feel lacking. We're worried what people will think of us. But really, the child of us inside is full of joy. And that's how we approach life. And we have to get in touch with that. It's a very heavy concept in Judaism. And that is that when you learn something, when you learn a piece of wisdom, and that you need to hold on to it, you need to remember it. Because there's a natural joy and growth in learning. And the rabbis teach us that when we learn something, we have to make sure to remember our learning, so that the negative frustration of forgetting doesn't get us down and prevent us from seeing joy. The rabbis say, anyone who learns the Almighty's instructions for living and forgets it is like they had a child and they buried them. Why is it so destructive to forget? Because once you've had wisdom and you buried it, you've lost the power. That will make you negative, and therefore you'll say, what's the use? You see, that will cloud your whole vision of what life is about. We've all had insights into living, where we get a flash. Wow, if I can take this piece of wisdom, this is going to change my life. And then an hour later, we forget about it. We don't do anything about it. We forgot about it. So the next time something comes to you, you say, what's the use? I didn't do anything. That's why when you remember something and you put it into use, it will prevent us. It's a medicine, the antibiotic for getting down. And really, the reality is that we have so much that we can be thankful for, so much we can look forward to. So joy is an anticipation of a future good. And if you believe in God, and you know that God's all good, And even though there's challenging times, for some reason, everything ultimately in the eternity of the world and the cosmos, somehow it's for the good, even though it might be painful. If we can anticipate that everything that's going to happen to us is for the good, it makes life so much easier. It's very important to know that we can have many tracks in our existence, in our life. I remember when my oldest daughter got married, and I was under the chuppah feeling a tremendous sense of joy she's getting married, and at the same time a sadness. And I asked my rabbi, I said, Rav Noach, a blessed memory, I said, Rav Noach, what's going on here? Why do I feel sad, like crying, and I'm happy? He said, because you're sad that she's leaving you, and you're happy that she's moving on in her life in what she should be doing. She should be growing. So we have the ability to have two tracks. One track, many tracks. One track we should always be holding on to is the track of having joy. Have a great day. Thank you for listening. If you liked it, please share it with somebody else. Check out my website, BoruchRabinowitz.com.